What happens when Africa's most populous country and Asia's fastest-growing economy bet their futures on a single deal? From empty factories to unbuilt power plants, too many past promises have ended in disappointment. Will this pact finally rewrite the rules, or just repeat the same old mistakes? A $15 billion oil and technology agreement has just been signed between Nigeria and India, making headlines around the world. Leaders are promising that this bold partnership will reshape not just oil and tech, but the entire geopolitical landscape between these two rising giants. The numbers are historic, the ambitions even bigger. This deal is supposed to transform what happens in Nigeria's oil fields, its factories, and its digital economy, while helping India secure the resources and influence it craves. But if you know Africa's history with megadeals, you know that huge signatures and global fanfare don't always mean real change for everyday people. Why did Nigeria, mired in debt and crisis, choose India? And why did India answer so quickly? But beyond the political speeches and billion-dollar announcements, what exactly is inside this deal, and what could make or break it for ordinary Nigerians? Let's dive beneath the surface to find out. This time, the stakes could not be higher. For Nigeria, everything is on the line. If this deal collapses, the country risks sinking even deeper into debt, instability, and lost opportunity. The world is watching to see if this moment will ignite true progress, or if it will become yet another missed chance on a continent hungry for transformation. To really understand, we need to look past the headlines. Nigeria was not just looking for another aid package or one-time bailout. The country needed a partner who could help it modernize, build real industry, fix aging infrastructure, and create jobs for a restless young population. That's why President Tinubu turned to India. In response, India pledged a massive $14 billion in investments, aimed at everything from steel mills to petrochemicals, power plants, and even defense manufacturing. This is not charity. It's a targeted push to transform Nigeria's economy from the ground up. For India, the opportunity was too good to pass up. This is about more than filling oil tankers. It's about gaining ground in Africa, but not by sending in troops or issuing loans with tough conditions. Instead, India is using trade and technology to carve its own path, hoping to outmaneuver China and the West, who have long dominated Africa's biggest deals. Both countries see the deal as a reset. For Nigeria, it offers a glimmer of hope, a chance to break out of a cycle of debt and dependency and become a hub for manufacturing and innovation. For India, it's a strategic leap, using business and technology to build influence across a continent on the rise. So how do these mega deals really work in practice? Who wins, who loses, and what are the hidden dangers in the fine print? But if this context is misunderstood, or the deal mismanaged, Nigeria could fall into the same traps that have left other African countries buried in debt, with little to show for it. The risks are real and the stakes couldn't be higher. Let's dig into the inner workings of the Nigeria-India Pact and uncover the financial mechanics and potential pitfalls that could shape the lives of ordinary Nigerians. Are these billions just flowing in, or will they flow right back out? That is the million-dollar question hiding behind every headline about Nigeria's new mega deal with India. Let's strip away the optimism for a moment and look at the real battle now unfolding. Can Nigeria make foreign investment translate into local jobs, real technology, and lasting national development? First, we have to understand the nature of India's money. This is not charity or aid. Almost all of it comes as foreign direct investment. Indian companies are not just building projects. They are building their own profit engines, expecting returns, leverage, and long-term influence. Without careful planning, Nigeria might only get a temporary boost, while the real wealth flows out just as quickly as it came in. One of the biggest dangers is profit repatriation. Imagine this: billions of dollars generated from Nigerian oil, factories, and tech hubs quietly wired back to India year after year. If Nigeria does not insist that profits are reinvested locally, the country risks losing out on the very value it hoped to gain. The end result? Shiny new buildings, but little new wealth left behind for ordinary Nigerians. Then there's the promise of technology transfer, a common dream in deals like this. Yet, history shows that unless Nigeria enforces strict requirements, these promises fizzle out. Advanced machinery can arrive from abroad, but without real training and jobs for local engineers and workers, the expertise stays foreign. Factories run, but Nigerians remain on the sidelines, watching opportunities slip away yet again. 5 years from now, will Nigeria be Africa's engine of explosive growth, or just another cautionary tale of squandered opportunity? But what would these risks and rewards actually mean for everyday Nigerians? Let's step beyond boardrooms and look at how this deal could change lives, or leave hopes gashed on the streets and in the workplace. All of these challenges add up to a stark risk. Unless Nigeria fiercely negotiates local content, job quotas, and technology handover, the country could end up with factories and pipelines controlled and staffed by foreigners, while its own citizens remain shut out of the promised prosperity. The financial details also include some bold experiments. For years, global trade has been chained to the United States dollar. Now, there is talk of switching to settlements in naira and rupees. This could help Nigeria avoid the dollar trap and the pain of global currency swings. But there's a catch. If the naira stays weak or unstable, even these direct trades could turn risky, making it harder for Nigeria to keep value at home. This deal's impact will ripple far beyond Nigeria's borders. If it works, it could inspire a new wave of India-Africa alliances, shifting the continent's economic center of gravity. Success would challenge China's dominance and force a rethink of global power balances. India's growing presence could redraw the map of influence in Africa, making room for new partnerships and fresh competition. But if the deal fails, skepticism will run deep, not just in Nigeria, but across Africa. Leaders will hesitate before trusting grand promises or opening their doors to foreign mega investments. The stakes are enormous. Nigeria's reputation, its leadership in Africa, and the livelihoods of millions hang in the balance. This is more than a business deal. It is an all-or-nothing bet on the nation's future. But the flip side is just as real. In the worst case, the deal devolves into a familiar tragedy. Corruption quietly siphons off billions. Bureaucratic bottlenecks stall projects. Indian companies dominate profits, extracting wealth while local industries struggle to compete. Public frustration boils over as jobs promised never materialize, and infrastructure improvements remain patchy at best. Nigeria risks sliding deeper into dependency, another story of lost dreams and foreign control, with the very future of its youth at stake. So, what would it take for Nigeria to beat the odds and make this partnership a true engine of transformation? Let's imagine the best-case scenario. The $15 billion pact sparks a jobs boom. New industries rise, steel plants roar to life, power grids light up entire cities, and technology hubs blossom from Lagos to Kano. Nigeria is no longer just exporting crude, but exporting refined products, software, and skilled labor. Indian investment powers not just profits, but progress. Local workers gain new skills, small businesses thrive, and Nigeria becomes the economic heartbeat of West Africa, a true regional hub. Across the continent, leaders take note, eager to replicate Nigeria's playbook. Let's break down the nuts and bolts. How exactly is this $15 billion partnership structured, and who stands to gain the most from its inner workings? Transformation is possible, but only if Nigeria enforces tough rules and puts its citizens first. The headlines may promise billions, but real progress depends on the fine print and relentless execution. For this mega deal to become a genuine turning point, Nigeria must insist on strong local value retention. Every contract should include binding technology transfer clauses, ensuring that Nigerian engineers and businesses benefit, not just foreign shareholders. Corruption is the deadliest risk in big deals. Without ironclad accountability, billions could vanish, repeating the failures of the past. Transparent reporting, public dashboards, and citizen oversight are essential. The results of this partnership must be visible in everyday life, not just inside elite boardrooms. Nigeria cannot afford a single-track approach. Energy investments, especially with Indian support, must electrify homes, power local industries, and improve daily life, not just feed global export pipelines. If rural villages remain in darkness while wealth flows outward, progress will be a mirage. Next, investments must do more than build foreign-owned factories. They need to fuel real training, research, and local startup growth. Imagine new generations of Nigerian technicians, scientists, and entrepreneurs, not just as employees, but as industry leaders. The agreement must channel resources into building local capacity, not just expanding corporate empires from abroad. So, what does all this mean for the millions of Nigerians dreaming of a better life, and for Africa's future role in the world? Miss these steps, and the $15 billion promise will dissolve into disappointment, another cycle of unfulfilled mega promises and lost opportunity. Let's look deeper at how this deal could change everyday life for ordinary Nigerians, and whether it truly sets a new example for the continent. The machinery of finance is humming, but will it finally power real change? Every deal point must keep Nigeria's interests at the core. Balancing foreign influence isn't just a slogan, it's a critical success factor. Negotiators must avoid giving away too much leverage and ensure that profit and knowledge stay within Nigeria's borders. Here's the true measure. Can Nigeria capture enough value at home, build local skills, and ensure that foreign investment does not just pass through, but truly transforms communities? Or will this become another chapter in the story of lost potential, another deal that looked better on paper than it did in people's lives? All the oil, technology, and investment in the world mean little if they do not deliver results you can see and feel. So, as the world watches, Nigeria stands at a crossroads. The machinery is running, the future is unwritten, and your judgment matters. Is this gamble worth it? Over the next 5 years, this partnership will test whether Nigeria can break old cycles of dependency. Will new factories actually open their doors? Will young people find jobs? Or will profits quietly flow back overseas? The promise is huge. Hundreds of thousands of jobs, revived industries, and a new place for Nigeria on the global stage. But the risks are just as real. Mounting debt, uneven benefits, and the ever-present threat of missed opportunities. $15 billion. That headline number echoes around the world, but hidden beneath the glossy agreements is a gamble that will define Nigeria's next chapter. For decades, Nigeria has watched mega deals come and go, each promising renewal, each often fading into frustration. This time, the stakes are higher. Nigeria is not just selling oil, it is betting on its future as a regional powerhouse, a technology hub, and an African model for homegrown progress.